right, we are live.
Oh
It's
man,
me. Hey, man, it's me. I haven't done an interview in a while, so this is different.
it's
But
all good.
but I'm Jay Marr, and I'm here with the living legend himself, Oxoblivion. Man, welcome to J Marr Versus. Man, this has been a long time coming, with the interviews and stuff. But I appreciate you taking the time to come on and just letting me talk to you, ask you questions and stuff.
No problem at all, homie. It's my pleasure. I'm honored.
Man, I really appreciate it. You are a legend. In my book, you're a legend.
I
But
appreciate it, man.
we're already getting some viewers in here, so this is going to be good, man. I'm
That
uh
that
I'm ready. I got 10 questions for you,
okay.
and then after that, we can free flow for a minute and chop it up. I mean, it's up to you. This is your show. I'm glad you're on, man. I'm glad I'm the one getting to ask. So I'm pumped up.
My man.
All right, man. All right. Backgrounds and beginnings. Can you
Okay.
share a bit? Can you share a bit about your background and what initially drew you to the battle rap scene? Can you share something on that?
Okay. So my background, fam, I'm from the west side of Baltimore. So it's interesting because I'm actually like right on the what would be it's called Northern Parkway, right? So literally a block this way, you in the trenches. A block this way, you in you in Jewtown. It is what we call it. And so I had the best of both worlds, bro. I had, both parents coming up, but at the same time, most of my friends didn't. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to experience a lot of things on both sides of it. And due to that, I didn't do too bad in school, but I ended up catching a charge pretty early, right?
Hmm.
And so they actually led me to doing some time. And as a result of that, bro, you ain't seen a cipher till you seen a cipher in the yard, fam. And you got a lot of dudes in there with a lot of aggression. And so the ciphers weren't just like how you would see on like BT or something like that. No, this is a different level of aggression. And a lot of times, rather than the cipher going in a circle, you would see it turn into two people versus each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
And man, something about that, just like it brought that hunger out of me. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
I start realizing, like, man, I could do this. And being the background that I came from, like my peoples didn't have any understanding of doing time, anything like that. So commissary was low. So,
Yeah.
bro, I used to battle for commissary, you know.
Oh
and so and so, man,
yeah.
that was so it was battle to eat.
Yeah.
And so the interesting thing about that is in a battle in the yard, that's kind of the only place where you could get away with saying some things that usually get your life taken, you know. And so,
Hmm.
man, being that I wasn't affiliated with nothing, I wasn't a Sunni Muslim, I wasn't blood, BGF, Crip, none of that. A lot of times, bro, I dug deep, you know.
Hmm.
And so the
Yeah.
things I would say, I had to be good enough where you respected it more than you got offended.
Yeah.
And so, man, I started noticing like, dude, this is a thing. And so this is before I had ever really had a chance to really, really dig into, because this is before Smack and all them even really took off the ground. I mean, this was back when I don't know, a lot of people remember. This was DVDs. They would do the on the come up DVDs, and
Yeah. I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. I
And
know
so
exactly
so
what you're
that's how
talking
you would
about.
catch battles, like stuff like that. And I remember it was this one dude coming through the bro, his name preceded himself. His name was Drugs. And there was another dude named Verb. And this is before I heard of Adverb. There was a dude in Baltimore named Verb.
Yeah.
And man, when he came through, bro, I was cottonmouth. I was cottonmouth. I was just like, I've been hearing so much about him, tore him up, tore him up. And I was like, hey, I love it.
Yeah. Well, heck yeah, man. All right, bro. All right. Next question, man. Moving on. Wordplay Wednesdays. What inspired you to create the Wordplay Wednesdays platform? And what impact do you think it had on the battle rap community?
Okay. All right. So the Wordplay Wednesdays, right? So I had it was a dude I knew. Oh, his name was Jay something, man. I can't remember. And so, like when I told you, man, I caught a charge. You know, I ain't ashamed of it, man. I used to rob banks. You feel me? And so,
Mm-hmm.
I was robbing banks for like 2 years. So when I came home, bro, I couldn't even get hired by McDonald's. So when I when I came home, what I started doing clinical studies where they would, you take a pill, they'd draw some blood, this, then the other, yada, yada, yada. I met this
Yeah.
dude named Jay something or whatever, right? And he was an affiliate for Rough Riders. And so turned out it didn't work out for him, but he had started doing the 4 Bar Friday thing. He hit me up on Instagram, like, yo, you got to check out this 4 Bar Friday thing. I think you could really kill it. Jumped
Okay.
on the 4 Bar Friday thing. First Friday, didn't get it. Second one, knocked it out the park. Right. And since then, I started getting different features and features. And Damian Lillard would put me on his page and this, that, and the other. But I would look at the other people that would get the shine. It's this like 1-2 bubblegum rat, like cat in the hat type nonsense, you know? And I'm
Yeah.
just like, hold on, man. There's no way you can appreciate what I'm saying. And not to be conceited or anything, but you can also appreciate that. Like, nah, bro, this is different. This is like, you know, you putting Nas on the same level as Kid and Play, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
nah, bro, I can't do this, you know? And so Fridays would hit. And at that time, man, I had a lot more time on my hands, and Fridays would hit, and I would be looking at all the submissions of
Yeah.
dope artists, man, that nobody was giving any shine to.
Mm-hmm.
And so even when you won on 4 Bar Friday, you could nominate someone else for the next Friday for them to look at. And so I
Yeah.
would nominate somebody and they would never let this person win. And these were like dudes that were lyrically off the chart, you know? And I said, you
Yeah.
know what, yo, it's too many people falling through the gaps. I said, I'm going to start something on a whole different day. And it's
Yeah.
strictly for lyricists, you know? And even spoken word and everything, but I just want straight bars. And man,
Mm-hmm.
when I did that, I started realizing there was a lot of people that felt the same way I did. And there was a lot of people that been sitting on, I mean, they weren't spitting, bro. They were vomiting, you know,
Yeah.
bars. And from day one, that first Wednesday, it just like, boom, just blew up, you know?
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
That, do you think? All right, off the questions real quick. I got. Do you think that Wordplay Wednesday helped catapult careers of some people? Like, would you say that? Or, I mean,
So, but yeah, man, I gotta be honest, bro. We got a couple different people into smack. You know what I'm saying? If you look now, you know, you even see where Stat is, you see where Quis is. I think I was Quis's first battle. I remember when Stat first came through, it was Stat, it was Klutz, and I think they had another dude named something Assassin, maybe Soul Assassin or something like that. And they were all in high school, bro. So sometimes they're doing their videos, and I'm like, dude, yo, these are kids. But bro,
yeah,
I mean, they were like there, you know. And so even I remember sometimes the things I would say, like Stat would write out, "Did you hear this line?" And this was a line that was you wasn't supposed to hear, you know. You
yeah,
didn't get it unless you really understood that level of lyricism. Same thing with Klutz, and same thing with their homeboy. I'm trying to remember. I know it was something Assassin, but bro, it was almost like a talent agency. I
yeah,
mean, you could see there was a lot of people that had that type of growth. And, you know, we start getting a lot of exposure too, you know, and even
yeah,
much you could see that it lit a fire under a lot of people too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think it was a good thing, you know?
bad man. Well, it sounds like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the type. I'm like you. I like helping people. You know,
Right.
getting people
Right.
out there, just helping others. Man, I'm just paying it forward. I've done time too. I've
Right.
caught charges too, bro. Trust me. Whenever you're on the inside, it does change you in some way, shape, or
Right.
form.
Right.
You're gonna come out different than when you go in.
My man.
And trust me, I've been there. I did my little bid, and ever since then, you know, it's like a lot of stuff has helped me. You know, and just things keep coming. So I feel you, bro.
It make you
I feel.
focus things in, right?
Yep, it
Yeah.
sure
Yeah,
does.
bro. Yeah.
All right, brother. All right, transition to UBL. How did the transition from the Coliseum to the Underground Battle League come about? and what were some of the challenges you faced during that time?
Okay. All right. So here's the thing, right? But we had to kill people in less than 30 seconds because this was before Instagram did the 1 minute video. So imagine trying to kill somebody in 30 seconds in a battle. We didn't do rounds and none of that. You had 30 seconds to murder somebody, right? And bruh, so what happened is that transitioned over to us using WhatsApp. But dang, well now we can really get our thing off, you know? And from WhatsApp, bro, you really got to hear there's some people that wasn't much beyond those 30 seconds. And you got to hear that some people, they grew after those 30 seconds. So your stats, your Klutz, you had dudes like Ringwill, you had dudes like J Skull, you had Quis, bro, it was a lot of different names. You had, you know, G Gray, you had a dude named L Kwon, Johnny Warbucks, man. A lot of these cats, man. When you got them out of that 30 seconds, you realize, oh snap, that was just the intro. They were just warming up. Yeah, they were just warming up, you know. And so when you got them in those 3-minute rounds and stuff like that, you really got to see that this was a whole different level of talent.
Yeah.
So I switched over from Wordplay Wednesdays and we got more into the real Coliseum. You know, I kind of like that whole gladiator aspect of things. Yeah. And even much, not going back, but talking back to during time, I had read Tookie. I read his book. He talked about Gladiator School. You know, and so yeah, exactly. So I based it off of kind of like the Crip autobiography of Gladiator School and stuff like that. And so the real Coliseum and so I had a homeboy of mine, and he would put together like little monographics for it and everything. And bro, we just start seeing there was a hunger for it. So we had the real Coliseum. I think I talked to Gray about it, but first I talked to Stat, but I think Stat was actually still in high school, if I'm not mistaken, right? So Stat is still dealing with like his SATs and stuff like that. And so we would have to do it with Stat and them got out of school, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I slid it over to Gray, and Gray had realized that when he tried to go bigger with the name, he realized that the real, like the Coliseum or the real Coliseum was already, the name was taken. Yeah. So then he did the UBL. Personally, I didn't like the UBL name because I thought it sounded too much like URL. You feel me? Yeah. And I was like, I said, you know, I like it, but I don't like it at the same time because Smack was just Smack for a long time. And then once when they did their first battle with Math and T-Rex, they switched it to the URL. Yep. And bro, it was like, dang, it just seemed like we biting when this is a whole different, you know, level of that, you know? Yeah. Yeah. And so once it transitioned over, man, I was like, okay, it's cool. And I'll be honest with you, it just kept going up from there. And, you know, even I had guys I didn't even necessarily know that Gray knew that would hit me up like, hey, man, I want you to listen to my round. And I'm like, oh, I already know who you are, but let's go, you know? And man, it was just, it just kept growing, you know? Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, I mean, the way I felt about it, bro, like you said, man, when you come out, man, you have a different mindset. And it was just, as long as it helped people, as long as I saw people just doing their thing, bro, and it was so dope. It was never no animosity after the battles. It was no negativity, no matter even what we said. And bro, and I said some things, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, if you see any of my old battles, bro, I mentioned mamas, babies, all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And bro, to this day, like I got a homeboy of mine I met through the league that he's the godfather of my children, you know? Yeah, I got another homeboy where, you know, even through some substance abuse things he dealt with or whatever, bro, we're like this, like this, you know? I mean, when he's in town, he come, I take him out, we talk, this, then the other. And so I started noticing there was a community. So, bro, whether the name changed or what it grew into be, it was always so dope for me, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. People don't know your past, like Stat and them, you know. Yeah. They know the good me, not the bad me. Right. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, you know.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. Sometimes people see the finished product and they don't understand the process that got you there, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my man.
Yep. All right, man. Your mentorship role. You've mentored numerous artists like Stat, Quis, Klutz, G. Gray, Kwon. What do you believe is the most important lesson to impart to aspiring battle rappers?
Be you. Be you, bro.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you, be you. It's one thing about from Stat to Klutz to Keys, all them. Bro, I would find those little things that I knew fuck with them for less of a for less of a word. And I would tell them, bro, yo, this is the thing that you need to stop fronting on. Whether if it's Keys, you know, if it's all right, people gonna keep mispronouncing your name. So work with that. And so when I start hearing his joint is Keys, if you say Quiz, you already lost the bat, like that type joint. You feel me?
Yeah,
Deal with
yeah, yeah.
you put your Achilles heel out there first. You feel me? And then you gonna win. Same thing with Kwon. You know, he already always knew that people were gonna always, you know, say his name wrong or this, that, and the other, right? But Kwon was a lyricist, bruh. Make your lyrics speak for how they gonna mess your name up. With Stat, Stat, everybody know that Stat Pops is law enforcement. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, bruh, you know, yo, make your bars speak for themselves. Be you. You ain't gotta hide it, this, that, and the other. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With Klutz, right? Now, here's the interesting thing with Klutz. I remember Klutz and I got into it, right? They had accused Klutz of biting. But what I saw was I knew that Klutz was just such a lyricist that sometimes different lyricists hear the same lyric and they just bump up against each other. So maybe I may say my art official and you'll say artificial. You feel me? And so they sound similar, but these are just two different lyrics and there's just so many words in the vocabulary. And they'll start hitting like that. And but this is when he's in high school. And I remember I picked with him about it. And even much I had to come back and apologize. I was just letting them know, like, bro, yo, you know what? You're just that nice. You're just that nice. And so people are going to continue to come to you about things that may sound familiar, but it's just because you're at the caliber of that person that they first heard it from.
Yeah.
You know? And so my biggest thing has always been be you. Even what's my man? It's a dude named Peck. Peck, I think is it Peck or Peak? I'm trying to remember his name. I know he was real cool with my man Jay Skull, but I made Peck listen to Nas's song with him and Scarface, Favor for a Favor.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
But I told him, I said, he asked me for advice. I said, yo, I said, I'm gonna give you homework. I want you to learn all of Scarface's lyrics, and I want you to go and learn DMX's lyrics. It's one song he had by himself off the Murderers. And I want you to learn both of those. When you pick up that cadence, right? I don't give a damn if you're talking about algebra. If you got the right cadence and you're being you, you're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? And so when he came back and he had listened to the cadence of those, it was a different understanding. But I still wanted him to be him. Don't become Scarface. Don't become DMX. Be you, and that authentic level of you is gonna be what's gonna always win. You know? Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. You got to be you. Don't
Yeah.
bite somebody else. Just be who you are, man.
Exactly, man.
Don't
Exactly.
put on front. Nah, just be you.
Yep.
It don't matter.
Yep.
All right, bro. Style evolution. Your style has been described as effective even today. How do you think your approach to battling has evolved over the years?
Wow. All right, bro. For me, I say the things that only certain people are gonna understand.
Yeah.
You feel me? So there's things that I'll say that only lyricists are gonna catch. There's other things that I say that only people that have been behind the wall gonna catch. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was just, like I was saying to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know the difference between being non-affiliated and being on your own in the yard, and where one thing can have 50 people jump on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
And but it's a whole nother thing where if I say like um I'm a starving artist that's a glutton for glory. With this inkless pen, I've been writing my story. I'm not Sean Corey, but from this core, I re up, drinking from my blessings from a bottomless cup. The bottom is up and his kingdom upside down. So when I'm feeling down, I'm looking at the upside now. This right hook or flip or frown like an Amazon logo. Used to hit the lick, slap the gas. Used to get low, go. Come from the streets of the open. You know what I'm saying? And so that may not really resonate with a street guy. He like, bro, did you
Mm-hmm.
just say I'm a starving artist that's a glutton for glory? Like, what does that mean to me? You know, for
Yep.
him, it doesn't mean anything. But the evolution of that is if I say uh something like if they do a gun buyback, I probably settle like 9 cases. I'm from a place with 3 holes, disguised faces, ski mask cash, still spend the same in most places. Used to swing knuckles and now we reach for wasters. It's a coward is mine, a lame toting the line who thought that a 4-5 is a sum of a 9. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for him, that means more to him rather
Mm-hmm.
than saying a starving artist that's a glutton for glory. So it's about reading the room,
Yeah.
understanding your surroundings. So if I'm looking around and I'm looking and I see most of my crowd is bookworm crowd. If I see most of my crowd is here for like the Loaded Lux type style,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give them the starving artist that's the glutton for glory.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking around and I see this dude got a scar on his face and I see this dude still got the 80s gold tooth in the front,
Yeah.
we're going to talk a little different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm going to say to him would be different from what I say to somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
And so the evolution of that is learning exactly how to just read the room. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I've learned. And that's why I also try to push to other people. Bro, read the room. If you in Memphis, Tennessee battling and you from the East Coast, they don't want to hear too much of that lyrical stuff, bro. They want you to really break it down to some like fundamentals. You did?
Yeah.
It's a difference, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I can't help but notice that Baltimore jersey back behind you.
Yeah, man.
I got the Des Bryant up in my room right now, bro. That
Yeah.
number 88. Yeah, for the
Yeah,
Baltimore.
man.
I just had to say that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
B-boy all day, man. All day. I got my Ray Lewis. I I really keep my Ray Rice up too much, after he done did what he did. But man, I got all of them, bro. I got to connect with the authentics.
well, the reason I got the Des Bryant for the Ravens is because he played at Oklahoma State and he was my
Oh,
favorite player at Oklahoma State. So I got his Dallas Cowboys jersey. I got his Baltimore Ravens jersey. Heck, I even got Marcus Smart his Boston Celtics jersey, and he was a
okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
yeah. So I
My bad.
collect all the people that played at Oklahoma and went to pro. I collect their jerseys. So
Dope, dope. I got you. I got you.
yeah, bro. I just love sports.
I
But
feel you, man.
I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan for life, but I love Baltimore too. I've always liked them ever since their 2013 win in the Super Bowl, beating San Francisco. Oh my gosh, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
man. It's that different type of that old school type of football.
Yeah.
That smash mouth.
Not
Hey, fam,
this.
no, hold on 1 second. Let me get a charger, okay? I thought I was good. This joint eating my battery up.
Oh
All right.
dang. But no, man, not today's style. Freaking can't even return a kickoff. All these new rules. I can't.
Bro, I was
Yeah.
talking to a friend of mine. I said, man, by the time my kids are old enough to really appreciate football, it'll be flag football.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
All right, man. Back to the questions. Reasons for stepping back. What
Yeah.
led
All right.
you
So,
to your decision? Oh,
all
my
right,
bad,
bro.
man. My bad.
No, you good. You good, family.
All
Um,
right.
so this is a little interesting. Okay, so the reason for stepping back for me um was a bit different because when I first started like Wordplay Wednesdays, um, when I first started really getting back into like the battle thing, I just had my daughter. But since then, I got two little boys and everything, you know. And
Yeah.
so the I started realizing one of the you know how like for Superman the sun is his power.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah.
me, what I realized was time was mine,
Yeah.
and that was exactly what I didn't have no more. You know,
Yeah.
um, bro, my time got real constrained. You know, it was real tight, and so those were the things that really started kind of weighing on me. And
Yeah.
so, if I couldn't put out the best product, I wasn't gonna put out none.
Yeah.
You know, and so even back then, bro, when I was doing wordplay, I was hustling hard. Like I told you, bro. I'm fresh spelling, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They looking at my record like last year you was hopping counters at the Bank of America. I'm like, nah, bro. We do business with Bank of America. Like, no,
Yeah.
you can't come here. So, man, what I was doing, a lot of people didn't know, but I was doing clinical studies. Then I was like literally like doing some janitor work. On top of that, I had a night spot that I was running, right? And bro, I was doing parking lot sweepings with like the big vacuum the truck. So I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah, so bro, I was writing my rounds at like 4 in the morning, man. Yeah.
Dang.
So I'm driving in the parking lot in the dark, like sucking up trash, you know, and that's when I'm writing my rounds. You know what I'm saying? But what happened is when, you know, I had my other two sons, bro, even that time was their time, you
Yeah.
know. Um, Beyond that, man, I had different things, you know, what a lot of people don't realize, and even when people still holler at me to this day, they don't realize I never cussed in any of my battles, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I would go hard. I would say some things, but I never cussed. And then I had different moral views then, and I
Yeah.
was trying to kind of stay away from certain things to say. And so even much when I would battle someone that I did respect, when I would talk to him afterwards, I was like, oh dang, bro, yo, maybe I went a little too far.
Yeah.
Um, and so those were kind of the things that pulled me away from it. So it was time, it was different moral things that made me feel a little weird. And
Yeah.
Doug, I just started seeing it seemed like a lot of the battles were getting a little more, for lack of a better word, clownish. Now I'm seeing dudes that can't you know hold themselves. They swinging on each other. I'm seeing stuff where people bringing out props now and pictures and all types of it just got a little corny for me, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think all those things start taking away from the lyricism. It was
Yeah.
almost like when I was young, you know, when I was younger, an MC came with a DJ and backup dancers. Like, what in the world is that? You
Yeah.
know, I came from the MC Hammer Vanilla Ice type era. We were looking like,
Yeah.
bro, this is
Me too.
crazy. And then at the same time, you know, you got to rock him that's showing up with his DJ and ripping it,
Yep.
you know. And so I
Mhm.
was missing where it was just lyricism. It started to be just more of a show, and that just made me fall back. Yeah, you know.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. This is part two to that same question. Are
Okay.
there any circumstances under which you would consider returning?
You know, that sounds like it came straight from stat.
Nope.
Um,
Nope.
bro, you know, honestly, man, it, I think the moral aspect is different. I'm on a different level of knowledge, and I've been enlightened and evolved in a way where I understand some things are just a sport of it. So I don't take that aspect of it personally, but it's just the time. It's just the time.
Okay.
Like right now, my boys upstairs sound like they're killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, even with Stats been just this interview, man. Stats been asking me to do this. It's got to be years, man. You know,
Yeah.
and so like I'm just still that type of person, man. I just don't have the time to be able to put out the best
Yeah.
product of me. You know,
Yeah.
bro, I got bars that are so old now that they just don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Am I still a lyricist? Can I still put on? Could I still, if you had 100 people in the room, probably knock out 99 of them? Yeah, but
yeah.
it's not the way I would want to do it. You know? And so you ever see, um, matter of fact, I say it like this. You ever heard the term never meet your heroes because they end up letting you down?
Yes. Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
I feel like me returning would be one of those letdowns. Like, it's like, bro, I used to love cannabis, man. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dude. When cannabis came in and tried to battle disaster, I was destroyed. Yo. I was just like, there's no way. I speak. I'm the lyrical version of German engineering. Cannabis. I mean, he was ridiculous with it, and to hear where he is now, I was just like, nah. So, not saying I feel that I will let anybody down. I just know that I will let me down. I definitely don't have the time to be the ox that I know I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that, man. I feel that. I respect that. At least you're honest, man. At
Hmm.
least you're honest. All right, bro. Your influence and your legacy. How do you feel about the impact you've had on the careers of the indie stars in battle rap? Do you see any of your influences reflected in their work?
You know what's crazy, bro? I'm not conceited enough to see it, bro. I'm really not. I'm not even the type of person to try to put myself on anybody's career or anything like that. But I'll be honest with you. Um, Other people have told me, like I've spoken to Klutz, he's told me. I've spoken to Quis, he's told me. I've spoken to Gray, he's told me. Spoken to Greedy, he's told me. I've spoken to Skull. Skull is like a little brother to me, and he's told me, and for me, I was just a guy that just got fed up, and
Yeah.
and so I just created something, that ended up going just stratosphere, and so when I'm seeing even much like my man John Oswald, that's my dog, bro. And it's funny because he's not really under my umbrella, but he's the under the kind of the umbrella of Skull.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I know I didn't directly influence him, I can see the influence in how he carries himself and how he spits and this, that, the other. And I'm just like, wow, like he's cold. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with just man, a lot of different dudes I've seen. A lot of different dudes I've seen. Even what was it? Is I think it's named Tycoon Christ.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I'm saying his name right, but just a lot of the dudes I've seen, and I'm just like, bro, this is crazy. Even when I had hosted the battle for Stat,
Yeah.
bro, I'm thinking, bro, I've been out of this so long, don't nobody know who I am, and with the people are popping in there like, yo, it's Ox, it's Ox, it's Ox. I'm like, really? Like you, me?
Yeah.
Like me? It's like, yeah, man, yo, this, that, and the other, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And so even the advice I'm giving, no one takes advice from the ref. You take advice from another player or a former player,
Yeah.
you know? And so it made me realize that I was viewed as something that they respected. And bro, to see that, it was crazy. Like even much, I've always loved the way Stat has owned exactly who he is, and just it made sure like, oh, you can think what you want, but I'm gonna bar you to death,
Yep.
to death, you know.
Hmm.
And so I've seen that in a lot of people, even much, bro, with Klutz, you know.
Yeah.
The same thing with Keys, ooh, you know. And so I see the influence. I'm completely honored by it. Am I saying that it has something directly to do with me? Nah, but I would like to think that our friendship through the different people that I've met has allowed steel to sharpen steel.
Yeah. I, yeah. I respect that, man. And honestly, you don't go looking for yourself in somebody. If you're listening to somebody, you're listening to them, not what you put in them or
My
anything
man,
like that. You're
exactly.
listening to the yeah, man. So I feel that. I really feel that. But hey, man, even if you don't ever battle, you at least got to host something.
Right.
Come be a guest host. Just
But
putting that
most
out
definitely, most
there.
definitely, most definitely. Trust me, boys. Yo, Stat is relentless. I probably get a message from him a week. You know what I'm saying? Well, he's more adamant than anything. I'm like, golly, Stat, you ain't leave me alone yet.
One thing I know about Stat, whenever he has his mind set on something, he goes after it. There ain't
Yep,
no changing his
yep,
mind, nothing. He's doing it.
whatsoever.
And I respect that. At least,
Same here.
hey, he'll
I
keep
really do,
going.
bro.
All right, bro. Your YouTube ventures. Can you tell us about your experiences on YouTube and how that platform contributed to your presence in the battle rap scene?
Okay, so the YouTube thing was pretty close to how WhatsApp was. It allowed me not to have any time constraints.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
And so, bro, it allowed me to be able to just really like get it off, like really spit. You know what I'm saying? And so instead of trying to, get something out real fast in those 30-second windows, it allowed you to be able to just take the time and build, you know?
yeah.
And then you
Hmm.
got to see the people that understood that building, you know?
Yeah.
And those are one of the things that helped me a lot. And it's funny because even on the other side of that, it got me able to look at other battles. It got me able to see who else was out there. I remember I got a comment back from Math Hoffa. And I was like,
Wow.
what, Math? You know?
Hmm.
And I said, it was some line I had about uh you a thing when I'm a thing too. But you from Dr. Seuss, I'm the thing that killed the whole crew. You feel me? And so, and so, I guess, being an 80s baby also, he caught the thing reference from Stephen King and he caught the Dr.
Yeah,
Seuss reference. And
yeah.
so he had hit me up, and this was on YouTube, and he hit me up like, yo, that was dope. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, snap. I was like, okay, the YouTube thing is growing.
Huh.
And so, having that, not having no time constraints, nothing to kind of just like box you in and be able to do your own thing,
Yeah,
it was really different. And that's what really helped me out a lot.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Of course. All right, bro. Current projects. Are there any current projects or initiatives you're working on that you're excited to share with us? Is there anything?
You know what's funny, man? This is pretty interesting. So bro, I've been pretty I guess invigorated by Griselda lately. And man, like a lot of the stuff they're putting out, it has that old school feel, man. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been liking the stuff they're putting out, even down to their skits and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so it got me writing a bit. It does have me writing a bit.
Okay.
Actually I found myself, I reached out to the dude I used to record with, because
Okay.
I'm the one take Jake type person, bro. I could do an album in a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he was the dude that could keep up with me. And so since then, man, I ain't did nothing almost 10, probably 15 years. And since
Yeah.
then he got a couple kids, he got married. So I don't even had a studio no more. So so it kind of put some things on hold. But you know what's funny? I think a writer's always a writer, bro.
Yeah.
Whether you're like I've never been the pen to pad type guy.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of here with it. And if
Mm-hmm.
anything, I'll voice note something to myself since phones have got a little more, where they are now. But I'm always writing. I'm always writing. Like right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably sitting on more songs than Pac. You know what I'm saying? And so I could always put something out, but I'm my hardest critic, fam. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it has to be to that level of Ox, basically. You know, um, I'll tell you something interesting though. Being that a lot of my moral restrictions have been kind of, I guess, pushed a bit,
Yeah.
the music is different. Um,
Yeah, it is.
not saying it's like I'm just like devil, 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 666, like that crazy like that, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, it it took some cuffs off of things that I usually wouldn't have said that I would say now. You know,
Yeah.
still not too big on cussing and all of that. I kind of always felt that was a lack of vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so the aspect of being harder on myself to make myself find another word for shit is feces or defecate or this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And finding something to rhyme with that instead, and so those things have helped. So to answer your question, bro, I think a writer's always a writer. Even
Yeah.
if you're just pumping gas, you like, it's always something that's popping in your head. And I think I have a little bit of dyslexia on you know what I'm saying? So bro, every time I see something, I see different words within it. You
Yeah.
know. So bro, I find myself making words out of stuff that I see, or I could be listening to an interview or something. Bro, I watched the debate the other day and started coming up with bars. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that. Like I remember she had said something about, like 81 million people fired you. And I just start going off of that. So I think
Yeah.
a writer's always a writer. A writer's always a writer. You always got something in the chamber. And it's funny because even when we had switched over from Wordplay Wednesdays to WhatsApp, I used to tell them, I said, "Oh, I'm writing for all y'all." It was like 30 people in the group. So I got bars for everybody in here, like personal bars. Like every time you say something, every time you say, "Oh man, I cried watching Beauty and the Beast." Okay, hold on. You know,
Yeah.
I'm writing
Okay.
something down. And so I think a writer's always a writer. So I always got something I'm working on. Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah. Man, I like that. That's how I feel, man. A writer is always going to be a writer. If you're going to
Hmm.
do something, you're always going to be doing it. It'll never fade out because it's always going to be with you. You're going to know what to do, what to think about, what to say, what to write about. It's just there.
Right.
If you're a natural writer, you're just going to be natural at it. You know what I mean?
At all
Or
times, bro.
exactly, because you're never going to forget how to write. Never.
Exactly, man.
It's always going to be in there, even in your subconscious, bro. So
It's
I
kind of like
feel
that
that.
mental muscle memory, you know?
Exactly. I'm
Hmm.
not a battle rapper, bro. I don't battle rap. I
Yeah.
just do like media, like interviews and things like that. But sometimes I'll try. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've tried to battle rap before, but
Uh-huh.
it's not my thing. I'd rather stay a supporter, because a
I
lot of the
understand.
people I
Right, right.
associate with, they're like, you should try it. So I did, and I'm like, nah, it ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I
Right,
better
right,
not.
right.
But I mean, I'm a big supporter in it. Don't get me wrong. I love hearing bars. I love it. Like whenever we do a spaces or have an event, I'm just like, let's get to the rapping. You
My
know,
bad. My bad. My bad. Right.
Enjoying it, bro. It's just awesome like that. But all right, man. My last question. Looking ahead, what do you envision for the future of battle rap, and where do you see yourself fitting into that vision?
Man, I think battle rap, man, is that a place where it's getting a lot of different recognition that I didn't know if it would ever reach. You know,
Yeah.
um, what's Biggie's line? Common Leach, the up close and personal with Robin Leach are getting far from cheap. And so where whoever knew hip hop would take it this far, now I'm in
Yeah.
the limelight because around. That was how I felt about battle rap, man. I kind of thought it was going to be like a street corner thing forever, man.
Yeah.
Like I remember when bro, like here, your name floated just off lips,
Yeah.
and so then once we saw the smartphone thing come in, I saw it changing. And for Smack, Smack was more pushing artists rather than battle rap. If a lot of people remember, it was street music. Was it something in culture, something like that? You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't think it would make it as big as it is. So then when they did the Ultimate Rap League, I was like, oh, crazy!
Mm.
This is growing. And
Yep.
so, bro, when you fast forward now, you got Daylight ghostwriting for Drake. You know,
Yeah.
you got Loaded Lux coming out I mean, bro, this is pay-per-view boxing, man. Like, yo,
Yeah.
this is like, bro, these are like $100 million purses, and he's coming out rapping for Deontay Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
This is different. This is different when Drake showing up at battles. This is different when, you're getting the, recognition from Eminem and stuff like that. When now, instead of a rapper going to like, I don't know, like he's on the floor seats at like the Knicks game. Now he's in front row at a Smack event. And so, man, the growth of it has been crazy. And so what you're seeing now is, you're seeing the wilding out, you're seeing, different artists, different, battle rappers that I remember seeing come up, get signed and stuff like that. Bruh, now it's getting to a different place where it's time for these young guns to start doing their thing.
Yeah.
So when I see the Klutzes, when I see Quis, bro, like, big Quis is about to what take on my man from Arizona. What's my man? Rum Nitty.
Yeah.
Bro, Rum Nitty a killer. But you know what's crazy? So is Quis. You know? And so, bro, it's face to face without a vest. Whoever shoot best, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And so, bro, I'm just seeing the growth of it. I'm seeing a different level of artists. I'm seeing this, than the other. My place in it, bro, I think my place in it is similar to what you were saying, homie. I'm just enjoying the ride, yo. I'm a fan. I'll be here if anyone needs, want to talk, or anybody want to run their bars past them, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? I could talk to you about, bro, these crowds at a URL event ain't nothing compared to the yard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh,
no. When you know this dude got a rusty thing on him, you know what I'm saying? And fuck a shank what you see on TV. These just had swords,
Yeah.
And so he felt like I'm disrespecting the flag that he don't have on him. So I can teach you about crowd control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And so I think my place in it, bro, is honestly a fan, yo. I'm a complete fan. I don't have as much time as I used to, bro. But even much like I just watched Tay Rock and Big K.
Yeah.
And where I thought K got 3-0, and I'm not the biggest fan of Tay Rock, because being from Baltimore and having someone repping Baltimore when they're not from Baltimore is a different thing for me. But bro, I just still love the art.
Yeah.
So my place in it, man, is just a true fan. A true fan, no one that's not swayed by one bad performance. So no one that's not swayed by the lyrics not being there this time. I understand you're human, things may be going on, but a true fan. And where I see it going, bro, I see it going even further than what it is, man. They already doing BET events. I see one of these battle rappers winning a Grammy, homie.
Yeah, it could happen.
I see it going there, man. I mean, bro, I'll be real with you. If you're looking for real lyricists, go to these battle rap stages, man. That's a different type of lyricism, That's living words,
Yeah. Are you familiar, or have you been keeping up with SSRB? Like, do you know any of the artists on the platform?
Is T Manning on there?
Yeah, T the Stamp God. He's one of them.
Yeah, T the Stamp God. What's my man with the locks?
Are you talking about Fizo?
Fizo, my man. Fizo, yo. I rocks with Fizo. It's funny, right? Before I heard Fizo spit, I had hosted, and a lot of the same bars I caught on to, Fizo caught on to. And I was like, you know what? I gotta check him out. Homie Cole. Homie Cole. Not just Fizo. I saw my man come back. What is his name? Because he came up through wordplay. What is his name, man? He was on the joint that I can't remember his name, but yeah, fam. I am. I know a couple of them. Even what's my name? Mancho or something like that.
Macho.
Yeah, Mancho. A couple of different people like that, man. Yeah, man. I'll check in, especially Stat know my taste.
Yeah.
So if Stat know is something that I like killers, he'll put me on to it.
Okay. I'm gonna just say two names, and one's a male, one's a female. Look up Remy the Menace. He goes by Remy Horton on Facebook. That guy, I
Okay.
seen him like literally a real rise. I seen that with him, and now everybody wants to battle him.
Bring me
And
the
the
minutes.
female,
Got you.
Remy the Menace, and look up Sin the Poet. She's got two battles out, but she is dope for a female. She's spoken word, like she does the poetry and stuff. But she's really good, man. She's an up and comer too, man. She's new in it. She's
I
one of the
think.
females I really suggest. There's a bunch of people, but those are the two names that stick out in my mind because I've been following them for so long, watching their battles and all that. Man, I mean, those
Do you
two,
know where Sin the Poet is from?
she's from Alabama.
I think she battled on the card where I hosted.
Really?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. It might be her. But okay, so Sin the Poet and Remy the Menace.
Yeah, those two are, if I mean, those are the two I'd recommend because I've seen them. I've watched Remy's career, but Sin, I just got hooked on her. She's good. I think anyway.
Bet, bet. I'm gonna check them out, yo. All right, my
Check
man.
them out, man. Yeah, but is there anything you want to say to the viewers that are watching? Because we got people's been tuning in, man. I was surprised all the comments coming in. I'm really trying to pay attention. That's
All
why
right.
I'm not paying attention to the comments because I'm like really listening to you. But
It's all good, fam. Y'all, man, yo, keep spitting. Keep spitting. Don't conform to none of the bullshit. Don't start, doing a lot of trendy stuff in your rhymes, bro. I promise you, bars is gonna always win. You feel me? Just keep putting them bars out, cause even if they don't get it now, you feel me? It's like I remember Loaded Lux said, he was like, y- you're understanding on the rewatch, dummy. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes, bro, they gotta rewatch it to get it. You feel me? And so, just keep putting out that authentic, just poison, just poison. You feel me? I want you to spit straight arsenic. You know what I'm saying? And so, on top of that, don't forget to always rep back where you came from. Let them know, bro, this came through Stat. Stat put me on. Let them know, man, I was interviewed by J Mar. Let them know, and then stuff like that, bro. I'm telling you, bro, when you do that, not only does it uplift you, it uplifts those under you, and you can keep building and building. And that's how you create pyramids. You did. And so never get to a place where you're too big to kind of say where you came from. One of the dopest things I always liked about Klutz, always liked about Quis, I always liked about Stat. You feel me? They always give homage. Even same thing with Gray, Greedy, Skull, my man John Oswald, always give homage. You know what I'm saying? Even much my man Hot Boy Suge, the SB. Bro, yeah,
yeah,
he used to hit me up and send me his rhymes or whatever. He'd be like, "Yo, I'm thinking about doing this," and I was like, "Dang!" I'm like, I don't even know you, bro. But
yeah,
it was so dope, and I would listen to it like, "Dang, he's really talented. I mean, he know how to work a room and everything."
yeah,
Always look back, bro. Always look back and bring the people with you, man. You know what I'm saying? And you'll win like that. Your talent is what is going to be what propels you forward, not the antics, not the dumbness, not all that just crazy stuff. Do what you do.
exactly, man.
All right.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me interview you. But I was going to tell you, speaking of Fizo, he's battling tomorrow, and it's going to be a free live stream on Southern Elite Battle League. He's in a
Okay.
tournament, and he's battling. It'll be on Facebook. He said to watch out. That's what
My
he
man
said to me.
Fiza. All right, all right.
Fizo will be battling in a tournament, so that's why I'm saying that. I'm like,
I
yeah,
gotta find the link.
totally forgot. Yeah, man. If I get the stream or something, I'll send it to you, bro. Like I know it's gonna be streaming on Facebook, but I'll let you know. I'll hit
Shoot it
you
to me,
up.
homie. I appreciate it, J Ma.
I sure will, man, and I'll let you know about the new movie, bro. I'm so excited.
My man. My man, my
Yeah,
man.
bro. But thank you. It's an honor getting to interview you, man. It really is. I'm not trying to sound corny, but really you're a legend. And thank you for just taking the time to let me interview you. It means a lot. It
I
it really
appreciate it,
means a lot.
homie. It man, the pleasure is all mine, yo. It's an honor. And y'all, man, keep killing, man. I'm listening. I can't wait. And if you get too good, I'm coming for your head.
You have a good night, brother. Thank you.
All right, family. Bless, bro.